I'll never forget this. When I was in the 6th grade, I was sitting in my room sketching. My grandfather came into my bedroom with a Worcester Art Museum catalog for classes. And he knew how much I loved to draw, and he knew how much art was a lifeline for me. So to understand why it was my grandfather coming in is because I was raised by my grandparents. My mother, their daughter, had an addiction to heroin, and she was incarcerated or in halfway homes throughout my childhood. And I didn't know who my father was. He took off before I was born. And as a kid who was unathletic, who also had a lot of inner turmoil, my grandparents always wanted to be able to give me whatever lifelines they could. And when they first sent me to classes at the Worcester Art Museum, that really was a lifesaver for me. So I took cartooning classes, I took comic book classes, I took animation classes, I took drawing classes. Now, I grew up to have art be my profession. I write and illustrate books for young readers. But regardless of that professional path my life took, really what the Worcester Art Museum did for me, more importantly, was validated who I was as a person and connected me to the therapeutic act of making art and looking at art. So even as an adult now, when I walk through the galleries here at the Worcester Art Museum, when I walk down the halls of the Higgins Educational Wing, it all brings me back to being that young artist who had hopes and dreams, and how this space made me feel like everything I hoped for could be a reality. I love connecting with kids through my art and my books. It's incredibly satisfying to see my illustrations and stories opening their minds to wonder, creativity, and possibilities. And truly, no matter what path a young person takes, art education and a connection to the arts is so important to their ability to become creative problem solvers. Because the jobs our children will have in the future have not even been invented yet. So to truly prepare our kids for the future, we need to teach them how to be creative problem solvers. Art today, as it always has been, is a crucial aspect to our communities. And so over the decades, there were people who were in charge of making sure the Worcester Art Museum was able to keep their doors open. And now today, that is up to us to make sure that we're supporting the museum and its mission so that our community can have access to art and art education.